may not tighten up as much as they have in the past if it doesn't take much rubber.
Why are we not seeing as much? We normally see by the time you have the NASCAR Craftsman trucks, the Busch and the Cup cars, right where Regan Smith's cars, you see a black stripe there. Normally on the racetrack about 4 feet off the bottom. We don't see that now. Why?
Well, it's probably because the left side tire is a little different than they've ever had here, and it's probably hard, and it just doesn't. It makes dust instead of putting rubber into the racetrack, which does seem to give the cars a little bit more grip, and it makes the track, color up to be a darker color.
As you watch Regan Smith go out to qualify, and his crew chief Doug Randolph watching. Regan tied his career best fifth place finish last week at Charlotte. He also finished fifth at Nashville early in the year. Currently sits sixth in the point standings, which is the best, the highest among the non-Nextel Cup regulars who also run in the Busch Series.
He's going to be close right here. I'll tell you what, he had a great first lap.
Got to beat at 23.48. And he can't quite do it. 23.58, and that is a very good lap for Regan Smith, a 23-year-old from Cato, New York. And
everyone out, awesome job.
They have got to be pleased with that. He will start fifth, and this young man gets better and better week after week. He will definitely, I think, be a factor to win before the year's out. Who knows? Maybe today. Our live coverage coming up later this afternoon. Back in just a moment.
Qualifying at the Monster Mile continues. Race later this afternoon. Kyle Krisiloff from the number 14 Ford. First time in Dover. Crashed in practice. How much does that shake you up?
Oh, wow. Yeah. His confidence right now going out here to qualify isn't very high, I can assure you. He's just trying to get in a couple of decent laps and see what he can do from there. And it's just so hard. As Andy was talking about a few minutes ago, the left side tire is so hard, as I think we're going to go back and see Kyle here. He was in the middle of the track. He just got loose in the center of the corner. And that's what's talking. He probably drove it in a little hard and got the back end out from under it. And then it's off. And there's nothing that you can do about that. But this left side tire, you see all of that dust that we saw there, that's from the tires. That's actually rubber off of these tires, and the left side tire is just so hard, so we're probably not going to see this racetrack darken up that much. It's going to be interesting to see. I was interested in seeing and hearing Mike Bliss talk about how the race car or the trucks yesterday didn't get tightened up like they normally do here, and as we see, the track is just not accepting rubber. So I think Andy was dead on about the left side tire, and it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. These guys have set their race cars up to be very loose at the start of this because they expect this track to tighten up. It may not do that, so there might be a lot of adjustments and a lot of guys hollering about their cars.
How will teams manage their tires today?
Well, another thing, too, you only get 5 sets of tires during this race. Normally you get 6, so it's going to be interesting. But it answers a lot of questions in qualifying for me. When I'm watching these guys on their first laps run off down in 3 and 4, the race car seems to wash up the track. There's just no bite on that left side. It's really hard to get a lot of grip right away. But I think as the race goes on, like DJ said, if they can avoid that tight situation, you'll see a really fast, competitive race.
And the Monster Mile jumps up and bites someone else. This time it's Jarek Johnson driving the American Legion Chevrolet. What happened here?
Well, it looks like he just gets into the corner a little bit hard there again, so he's chasing the car up the track, and as he tries to turn the steering wheel, then the back end gets out from under it. Another great job of not hitting anything. These guys they're a lot better than I am.
All he's got is 4 flat spots. That's it,
right.
baby.
Some tough going at Dover International Speedway as qualifying continues for the NASCAR Busch Series. We'll be right back. As we continue here from Dover International Speedway, we jump back 2 weeks to Lowe's. The All-Star Challenge, the crew chief race, our Andy Petrie in the seat. What do you think?
Oh, he's looking good there. But yeah, he has a little advantage because Andy's done some racing here, but you still got to get out and do the job. Of course, Andy tells everybody, now he built the first race car that I ever drove, and he tells everybody he was planning on driving that. This was a pretty wild race. These guys weren't holding anything back.
Well, he started up front, too, so they had to catch him, and you're not going to catch Andy once he checks out.
He tells everybody that he would have been the 99 Cup champion if I wouldn't have stepped in and brought along a little bit of money to help pay for that engine, that he would have been the 99 Cup champion.
Just
he
a little satisfaction there.
What's that?
A little satisfaction.
A little satisfaction there. Yes, he's been a frustrated driver all his life, so but he does a great job. He's a lot of fun and does a really good job behind the wheel.
Andy, frustrated?
Not after you take a win like that. That kind of gets it out of your system. But yeah, I guess I have been a frustrated race car driver my whole life. And if I'd have got to drive that first car, Dale, there's no telling what would have happened.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we know what would have happened. I'm with you on the highway enough.
You'd still be on crutches.
That's right. Yeah, we won't tell them by that time you got into the car with me at Hickory. I was trying to explain to you what was happening with the car, and you got in, and We won't go any further than that, but he was wanting out pretty quickly.
Yeah, I'll tell you, that's the first time I ever rode in a race car. Figured out what these guys are really doing in there.
Yeah, not only did Andy win that race at the Crew Chiefs race at Charlotte, you dominated. You won your heat and won the main event there.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what, there's a reason those other guys aren't drivers, and they're crew chiefs in that garage area.
And by the way, congratulations. You were winning car owner last night. Your late model car won a late model race, a NASCAR race down in Tri-County Speedway.
Yeah, my driver development team, I like to call it. Matt McCall won the race at Tri-County last night. I was real happy to see that. And, yeah, it's pretty neat just having these guys like Matt McCall driving my car and being able to drive. I actually race my late model every now and then if I get a chance. So just to kind of get that frustration level down.
Congratulations there, winning crew chief. All right, NASCAR Busch Series qualifying continued here from Dover International Speedway. By the way, Denny Hamlin is our pole sitter. And Scott Wimmer, Marcus Ambrose, Dave Blaney, Regan Smith, and Greg Biffle. That was the top 6. As next, there are just 4 cars left to qualify. 3 after this one. This 05 of Brad Teague. Brad is a former NASCAR Busch Series winner. Longtime veteran, been around the NASCAR Busch Series. Good to have Brad back in competition here in the Chevrolet. Started on the outside front row back in 1988. Brad, his last win coming at Martinsville, Virginia. As he's trying to put this car in the top 20. And his best lap, 27.202 miles an hour, 132.343. And that right now will put him 39th among the cars that have gone out to qualify.
I think that was just a token qualifying lap just to get a starting spot. Not taking any chances.
Well, here's a 22 car. You heard the discussion a little bit ago with Mike Bliss talking about the fact that the tires have become an issue here and it's hard to get a grip on the racetrack. Mike is the former NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series champion back in 2002. 91 NASCAR Busch Series starts. His one win coming in Charlotte back in October of 2004. And this is the Dodge he's driving, owned by Armando Fitz. And a bit of a wiggle there.
Yeah, that car looks pretty loose. He's trying to get more out of that thing than it's wanting to give him.
Mike was 18th quickest in that final practice session on Friday afternoon. He ran a 23.98 in that final session. We'll see what he clicks out. A little bit slower here in lap 1, 24.11, which would put him right now 28th overall. He'd like to get this car in the top 15 if possible.
Yeah, it's still pretty loose. At least now he knows what he's got to deal with, so he's going to adjust his line and his driving style here on the second lap and try to get just a little bit more.
Very smooth coming up out of that corner as the checkered flag waves from Kevin Moss, and he picked it up a little. Actually, he slowed down a little bit, 24.305, and I guess trying to be smoother was not faster.
He tried it, but he didn't get any more out of it. I guess he's hoping that the track is going to tighten up because his car was extremely loose qualifying right there.
And coming up to speed with the Scott Chaptal Walmart Ford.
That's another plink, I call it. Somebody taking a shot at Denny Hamlin and missing. Not many more to go now. I'll tell you, Denny Hamlin put up a really good lap for these guys to shoot at.
Here's a look at 45-year-old Ward Burton out of South Boston, Virginia. Ward is had a pole at Dover, Delaware back in June of 1993. 10 starts here at the Monster Mile. Best finished second in June of 99. Trying to improve on his best start of the year, which was 5th at Talladega. This is the Bruco car owned by Clarence and Tammy Brewer.
Pretty good lap right there. 23.77.
That'd be good enough to put him right now 12th overall. And Ward Burton always ran this racetrack very, very well. Even back, in the Cup car, he was always very good on the high bank 1 mile here at Dover, Delaware. Coming out for lap number 2, can he put this car in the top 10? He'll have to be better than a 23.85, and he can't quite do it. 23.91, so he slows down on lap number 2, and that car currently clocks in then at 12th overall.
Qualified 13th for the Cup race yesterday for the race tomorrow. And like you said, Ward Burton's really good at Dover.
Yeah, and the Morgan McClure car, good qualifying round. Now, you talked to Larry McClure, congratulated him and the crew down there. That car, they're gradually getting that car back to where they used to be. I love seeing the 4-car up in the top 10 in practice and qualifying.
Yeah, that car tomorrow program looked like it's helped that team some, and that's kind of the mission of the whole program, is to help teams that don't have the resources to be competitive.
Here's David Reagan in the 21-year-old Unadilla, Georgia driver.
This is the last shot anybody's going to have at Denny Hamlin.
Reagan was 17th on the speed charts in practice. His best lap was a 23.98. See if he can get in the 23-second bracket. Yes, 23.73. So good lap number 1 for David Reagan.
He's going to try to get a little bit more.
David, the pole sitter at Texas early in the year, driving the car that he ran at Bristol and Darlington, where he finished 13th in both races. Let's see if he can get him a top 10 or a top 5 starting spot.
He gets a little bit more. 23.65.
55, that's P7.
Well, Denny Hamlin looks like he's done it.
So congratulations to Denny Hamlin.
For somebody that doesn't like the racetrack, that's a pretty good lap.
And Denny Hamlin, there's a look at the Joe Gibbs Racing driver, Denny Hamlin, who has put his car on the pole, 23.487 seconds. Great lap by Denny Hamlin. We'll come back and talk to him in just a moment.
NASCAR Busch Series qualifying at Dover is brought to you by the new Chicken and Biscuit Bowl. Dig into great layers of flavor with KFC. And by DirecTV. For the most sports in HD, you have to get DirecTV. Qualifying at the Monster Mile is in the books. Check out the grid. Denny Hamlin collects his 3rd pole of the season, 3rd in his last 4 races. Scott Wimmer on the outside.
Great qualifying effort for Scott Wimmer, who seems to be in a revitalization part of his career. Marcus Ambrose also gets another great start. And how about Brent Sherman? He's in 14th. That's a good starting spot for him as well.
Yeah, Casey Mears on a roll too. You know, he had a great weekend at Charlotte last week, and now he starts ninth this week. So look for good things from that team.
Denny Hamlin on the pole. Mike Massaro caught up with his crew chief, Dave Rogers.
Actually caught up with Denny Hamlin himself, Susie, and before he rolled off on the grid today, he said, well, I don't really like this track that much. What about now?
Still the same opinion. You know, a good run around here will definitely change your mindset about the racetrack, but you know, still having our struggles a little bit in the Cup car, but those Rockwall Automation Chevrolet, Dave Rogers and the entire team has done a great job providing me awesome race cars week in, week out. I've never been so competitive in the Busch cars before, so I got to thank them and everyone back at the shop, Reggie and all the guys at the Fab shop. So, those guys are the ones that are providing me these great race cars. I'm just trying to do my best to give them justice.
Well, that best was pretty good. And Susie, right before the interview, Denny told me he didn't care really where he qualified. He's pretty confident in his race car.
Guys, we saw the first 5 rows. Here's the rest of the grid.
Well, some of these guys really struggle, but I'm looking at Kevin Harvick. He's going to start shotgun on this field, and it's going to be interesting watching him come up through the field.
Yeah, you see Matt Kenseth back in 19th position. He won't be back there very long. He talked about their struggles here recently in the Busch car, but he won't be there very long.
How much of an issue is getting in and out of the pits here? That's a big thing qualifying.
Yeah, it really is. And some of these guys that have qualified back there, they're not going to get the selection that they want, so it's going to be a little bit more difficult for them because you can get yourself blocked in if you're not careful. It costs you a lot of time.
You can really get jammed up on pit road here. If you're not up front, it's a long day. You got to be careful. Tires wear out, it's slick. It's just a lot of problems being in the back pits.
Pit road treacherous,
It's
very
bad.
tight here.
Yeah.
And going back to Denny Hamlin on the pole, Dave Rogers had told him in regard to racing both cars, the COT tomorrow and the Busch, don't focus so much on the 2 different cars. Focus on what we did in our last practice. He had a great final practice and then carried that over into qualifying.
Yeah, and you got a young man like Denny Hamlin who has a good feel for the race car. And I don't know that he's probably one of these guys that doesn't drive the 2 cars so totally different. They might have a different feel to him, but I think he utilizes the same things, the same characteristics as far as where he gets out of the gas, how he stays on the bottom of the racetrack, and how he gets back to the gas, and that's why he did well.
What did you see today in qualifying maybe surprised you?
The biggest thing for me was the guys having a tough time getting through the corner. Outside of Denny Hamlin, he laid down almost a perfect lap. Going through 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 especially, the cars really washed up really high, seem to be very tight and at times even loose. So it's kind of an odd situation. It's going to be an interesting race.
Yeah, we've got a great mixture in this starting lineup of young guys and some veterans back, and to see how they're going to manipulate the start of this race with this racetrack, with the tires being hard, getting them up to pressure. What's going to happen there? You like to think that these young guys are going to go extremely hard from the beginning, but they also have got a really good starting spot, and they know that this is a chance for them to get a good finish.
A chance for a good finish. It all starts 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Our coverage begins on ESPN2. 200 laps, 200 miles from Dover International Speedway. From our whole crew, thanks for watching qualifying of the NASCAR Busch Series. We'll see you again later this afternoon on ESPN2.